When Doctor Doom is left with no other options, he unleashes his full power and becomes perhaps the most powerful villain in the Marvel Universe. What would happen if the Avengers faced off against this version of Doctor Doom? Let's find out. This will be a battle between the likes of Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America vs. Doctor Doom with a power cosmic. It was as if the castle itself was working against them, which it was. Doom had enchanted the castle to do his bidding. He wanted to use the Avengers' own power against them. The Avengers were sent to retrieve the Infinity Gauntlet from Doctor Doom. But when they arrived, Doom was nowhere to be found, and instead there was an army of Dooms waiting for them. They were all clones created by Doom before he left for Spidey Heaven. As Doom prepared to deliver the final blow to Cap, Thor suddenly came back to life. You see, Thor had made a deal with Odin before going into battle. If Thor should fall in battle, Odin would bring him back to life. And so Odin kept his promise and brought Thor back to life. They couldn't believe that Doom had become so powerful, but they had to do something about it. They had to stop Doom from rewriting reality. His hammer was glowing with power and he was ready to fight again. He had finally had enough of this. He was going to end this once and for all. Captain America and Thor came in just in time to save Iron Man. Doom fought with Iron Man and it was a close match. He had returned from Spidey Heaven and he was ready to help. But even Spidey was no match for Doom. They knew that brute force wouldn't work, so they had to use their brains. He was using the power cosmic to snap Spidey out of his spider senses. Spidey was completely helpless against Doom. Doom was going to finish him off, but suddenly he stopped. Not only was he using the power cosmic to its full potential, but he was also using magic and technology at the same time. But the Avengers were able to free themselves from the trap and go back to their own universe. They had to regroup and come up with a new plan. This pocket universe was completely under Doom's control. He had become too powerful and too crazy to listen to reason. That way he could use the power cosmic to its fullest potential. They told him that there was still good in him, but Doom just laughed. He was going to destroy the multiverse and then create a new one where he was the ruler. They were outmatched and It was only a matter of time before Doom defeated them. As the Avengers fought Doom, they realized that they were losing. They kept fighting, even if it was just to buy some time. He was once a hero. He was once a friend. They had to remind Doom of who he once was. They had done everything they could, but it wasn't enough. Doom was too powerful. The Avengers all stood back up. They had refused to give up. They weren't going to let Doom win. For a moment, Doom was stunned. He couldn't believe what was happening. He had been defeated by the Avengers. They were all using the last of their strength to perform a ritual. They were using the Infinity Stones. They had used the Infinity Stones to create a massive explosion. The explosion destroyed the planet and sent Doom hurtling through space. Even with both of them fighting together, Doom was just too powerful. The Avengers were combining their powers to try and overpower Doom. Soon enough, he had both Thor and Cap at his mercy. The Avengers had won, but they had also lost. The planet was destroyed, and the Avengers were severely weakened. They had used up all of their power. They had to do something else. They had to use their heart. There was only one thing left to do. Thor and Cap fought side by side to take Doom down, but they were severely outmatched. But Doom was always one step ahead of them. He had anticipated their every move. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and check out our other videos. They had used the last of their strength to activate the teleportation device. This was their last hope. They had to escape and regroup. Doom was fighting with the power of a god. It was hopeless. One by one, the Avengers fell until only Thor and Captain America were left standing. But even 3 Avengers weren't enough to stop Doom. He was just too powerful. The 3 were soon knocked out. As the Avengers fought their way through the castle and more clones, they could feel that something wasn't right. Hulk smashed through the front door and started to rampage through the castle. This was exactly what they needed. Hulk was causing so much destruction that Doom couldn't focus on the others. Soon enough, the Avengers were all captured by the clones and brought before the one and only real Doctor Doom. He revealed his plan to use the power cosmic to rewrite reality and make himself the ruler of the multiverse. With the power cosmic, Doom was extremely powerful. He was now able to just snap his fingers and send the Avengers flying. He was too strong for them to handle. As the fight progressed, Doom became more and more powerful. Thor tried to reason with Doom, telling him that there was still good in him, but Doom just laughed. Even though Thor and Cap are 2 of the strongest Avengers, they couldn't even scratch Doom. He was just too powerful. Thor got hit with a blast of energy and sent crashing to the ground. Now it was just Cap. But even Captain America couldn't hold out for long. Doom was just too powerful, and he didn't just come back to life because he's a god. No, he actually had a very good reason. Thor fought with everything he had, but it wasn't enough. As Doom prepared to deliver the killing blow, the two suddenly disappeared. They reappeared in the Avengers compound, where they told everyone what had happened. Everyone was shocked. The Avengers assembled once again and went back to Doom's castle. This time, they were prepared. Iron Man hacked into the castle's computer system and started to download the virus. As Iron Man got closer to downloading the virus, Doom suddenly appeared behind him. Doom was too powerful for Iron Man to handle. Sooner or later, Doom would have won the fight, but Iron Man had help. Together, the three Avengers were able to hold their own against Doom. Just when all hope seemed to be lost, Spider-Man suddenly appeared. Doom was just too powerful. He looked up at the sky as if he had just remembered something important. He had an appointment with Doom teleported away and the Avengers were finally free. But now, they had to stop Doom from using the power cosmic to destroy the world. But Doom wasn't stupid. He knew what the Avengers were planning. That's why he had prepared a trap. When the Avengers entered the portal, they were immediately transported to a pocket universe. The Avengers were trapped, and Doom was ready to destroy them. They couldn't defeat Doom with brute force, so they had to use their brains. He had planned for this battle to take place in space. They couldn't defeat Doom with brute force, but they also couldn't defeat him with their brains. The Avengers realized that Doom wasn't just a villain. They had to remind Doom of his humanity. The Avengers pleaded with Doom to stop. He had become too powerful and too crazy to listen to reason. As the battle raged on, the Avengers grew weaker and weaker. But even in the face of defeat, the Avengers never gave up. As the battle reached its climax, the Avengers were on their last legs. But as Doom prepared to deliver the final blow, something unexpected happened, and so the battle continued. But it was clear that the Avengers couldn't win. They were too exhausted, too weak. But then suddenly, the Avengers all started to glow. The stones were responding to the immense power of the power cosmic, and it worked. As the light faded, the Avengers collapsed. The Avengers had won, but at what cost? They had used the Infinity Stones to their full potential, and now they were nothing more than regular humans. What do you think? How do you think the battle went down? Leave your thoughts below.